This is Dolynny TV, guys. A big welcome back to another edition of the Toronto Blue Jays franchise mode. I'm Tyson. Of course, today, well, you guys know well enough if I can actually hold on to my controller and not let everything slip off my lap. We have ourselves the first year player draft. Now, biggest thing I had to show you is we only have 10 guys fully scouted. That really doesn't sit well with me. The scouting staff really not doing a really good job so far this year. You see we got some very low discovery guys, so they're not really discovering lots of talent, and that is an issue. But we have 10 guys who could be potential absolute beauties in this draft. Elvis Pena is 25, Barney Lyons 24. They're both closing pitchers. Rule them out. We aren't looking for them. Thing is, we got to go to the quick message inbox, and where is it? Draft approaching. There it is. First year player draft. Nope, that's not what we're looking for. Injuries, league transactions, waiver wire, completed transactions, roster related. There we go. So we have the 26th pick in the first round of this year's draft. That's going to be a tough spot to select from. Like I said, we only have 26 guys, or 10 guys fully scouted, so we're blind after the 10th pick pretty much. Let's go finish out this sweep of Seattle, hopefully, and get on with this 4-1 loss. And right there, we don't even have to finish it out. It's July 2nd. Let's get into it. Cincinnati has the first pick. We have the 26th pick, like I mentioned, advanced, and let's see where it goes. Alden Bergman goes right away. So that was a pretty quick pickup for them, and Detroit picked up Barney Lyon. Okay, so they picked up Barney Lyon right out of the gate. Alden Bergman, he'll be ready next season kind of thing. A couple of guys ready to go, so we got to figure out who's left on the board for us to draft. And right here in the sort column, and there's a couple guys not really looking good, so we're going blind, boys. We're going pretty much blind into this draft, as the scouting staff really did not do a good job. I feel comfortable taking a starting pitcher. We have a lot of starting pitching, but we really don't have much other options here other than like Richard Temple or else Ruben Lake. They're both 21 years old. Richard Temple, 80 potential, 19 years old, 2023 potential though. We're going to take him, see if we can gusto up in the first round and get somebody good, and if not, we'll stock up on another starting pitcher in the next round. We don't have a second round pick. Competitive balance round, nothing there. And now round number 3, we have a pick finally, so that's good. We finally have a second round pick. And we need to sort column. And sort column right there. So Joe Williams, international player, kind of has potential to be top, but that's a crapshoot pick for sure. But there really isn't much else in terms of good guys to pick up in the draft. So I'm going to actually take the shot at Joe Williams and hope he is a stud. This draft, I showed you guys right off the bat, we did not do our homework, and that is for sure going to cost us at some point in this draft. Emilio, you know what? Do I take a shot on an 18-year-old kid? Joe Sneed, 2024 potential? Or do I take a shot on Andres Aparicio? You know what? That's a tough one. That's a tough one. He could be a real crapshoot. You know what? I will take a relief pitcher just to have somebody to bolster out AAA. Round 5, if one of those guys is still available, I'll take a crapshoot approach on them as well. And Joe Sneed is still there, so I will take him, see what he turns into. Now we're going to go completely off the board out to Looney Town here and see what this draft can bring us. Alfonso Rodriguez, 50 potential. But how about this Fernando Campos? Anyone else? That's about it we have. So Fernando Campos, you have to kind of be the clutch pickup of this draft. Let's go on and simulate through the date. Get a 9-5 loss to Seattle. Sean Reed Foley blew that one. How's my man Ryan Brockie doing? That's the question I really care about. Ryan Brockie, how about that? 210 and 30 innings pitched. Okay, we're cool. We're cool. Signed draft picks, and yeah. So that's the kind of draft it was. Kind of makes sense. Joe Williams, not a bad pickup. Then you've got Andres Aparicio, though, 79 potential. Get him into the minor leagues for a season. He could be good. Joe Sneed, not much of anything there. That was a waste of a pick. Don't even think we should bother signing him, honestly. Fernando Campos, 73 potential. We'll give him a shot. And of course, you got to give Joe Williams, who's looking to be quite a nice little right fielder actually. Could fit in very beautifully with this team. We'll give him a shot as well. 60K, no problem. And Richard Temple, who's already a 66 overall, so he's a AA starter next season. We'll give him a shot, see what they can do for us. The lineups, while they look as such, Carlos Correa and Albert Almora Jr. batting over 350 each. Carlos Correa up there, monster numbers. Rowdy Tellez, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. looking to bat 300 for the first time in his career. This team is absolutely nutty. 100%, cannot say it enough. This team is off the charts. Carlos Correa, 375 batting average. Hits at bats, we don't even have a top at batsman. 224 is pretty high for Vladimir Guerrero Jr., but really, for as many at bats or for as many averages we have, we do not have much in terms of at bats. We should be leading the league. Now all of a sudden going on a losing streak here. Travis Demerite, pardon me, I had it right the first time. It's a rough go. Let's see, Demerite is a 74 overall. See potential. We will decline that trade for Riley Adams. And we are 37-20 on the year. Oh boy, she is getting off the rails quickly here. Padres want to offer us a trade now. James Fryman for Michael Marriott. Michael Marriott is a 74 overall. Has played in the major leagues at points in his career. 103 innings pitched total. We don't really have room for a guy like that. And I mean, James Fryman, not really a guy I want to part with either. He's kind of pivotal to the whole team's success at this point down there in AA or AAA. We've lost our division lead to the Boston Red Sox by a half a game. That really sucks big time. And the lineup, well, what's it looking like? Albert Almora's decent. 9 homers, 29 RBIs. He's grown to an 83 overall. Garrett Aker having a good plus season. His potential's going down, but it went up last year, so don't worry about it too much. Carlos Correa doing his thing. Same with Chris Bryant, Rowdy Tellez. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. still batting well. And the rest of the team really doing it, except for Reese McGuire, who seems to just be a black hole in the lineup. That's a weird situation, I must say. You're almost better off throwing in Luke Maley at this point in 52 at-bats. Logan Wormuth and Alex Killarov, Manny Delgado doing it. Just gotta have faith in this lineup to turn over some W's here. We'll get through there. Rowdy Tellez on base, bottom of the 9th, nobody out. We end up losing that one 3-0 because Reese McGuire can't cash in runners. Now Carlos Correa with 1 out. We get that victory in extras. 7-1 victory there, and now we're back to winning ballpark games. All right, Chris Bryant, clutch us one. We lose 1-0 there. Manny Delgado, Carlos Correa, bottom of the 8th. We end up losing that one 8-6 in extras. I'll take that as a good point. And 10 to ADL for Ramon Santos. We just got to get through this mid part of the season here and hopefully hang on to our hats. Edwin Diaz, 4-3 victory. And then we win and lose a couple, and she just seems to be getting uglier and uglier by the day. Thankfully, we have our division lead back by a half a game. We'll be struggling with the Red Sox all season long, but we still hold the best winning percentage in baseball. That's your fact right there. We're still the best team in baseball. Albert Almora, 10 homers, 33 RBIs in the leadoff spot if you'd rather. Garrett Aker, 3 homers, 23 RBIs. He's crushing it. How about a 23 or a 300 average, 14 stolen bases, so he's coming through in the clutch here. I'm enjoying this team. Carlos Correa, 14 homers, 54 RBIs, 371 batting average. Chris Bryant, 14 homers, 54 RBIs, 285 batting average. Rowdy Tellez, 1356. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., 11-42, who's now up to an 85 overall. This team, man. And you see the bottom of the lineup going cold. Reese McGuire really struggling. Luke Maley not doing much better. Really don't know how to solve the Reese McGuire situation at this point, boys. We're going to go take a look at the rotation. Marcus Stroman doing his thing. 2.51 ERA. Somehow has more losses than wins this year. James Paxton's gone cold. Ryan Brockie, 3.42 ERA, so not bad, not great. Rasmus Ramirez and Joe Biagini, so they're struggling. And I mean, Sean Reed Foley now up to 7 wins, 3 losses. I'm going to give him a crack in the rotation here and see what he can do for us. Roberto Osuna still struggling, 18 saves on the year. Edwin Diaz up to 7 saves, so we might as well switch around Roberto Osuna, Edwin Diaz again. Osuna's down to an 83 overall. Man, that was a sharp drop off pretty quick, just because he wasn't in the closing role. That was a quick drop off for Roberto Osuna, 100%. So we'll go, what's this going to give? Sean Reed-Foley the start, and every starter gets one more start. Still injured, activate Ramon Santos. Patrick Cantwell will auto-utilize him. All of a sudden, we're on a 3-game winning streak. 4 of 5. Okay, so we did all right. Sean Reed-Foley gets a victory, 8-3 on the year. Okay, he might have just figured it out finally. Sean Reed-Foley might have. His team, still looking clutch as hell. Albert Almora doing his thing. Garrett Akers, 307 batting average. Carlos Correa, 16 homers, 62 RBIs, 382. Historic batting average numbers. Chris Bryant, everybody else really coming in, clutching it for us. And Reese McGuire, at least he's putting up offensive numbers now. Manny Delgado coming through, getting a couple of at-bats. Logan Warmer, same thing. This team's starting to look good, boys. Thank you so much for tuning into this edition, the draft edition of the Dolynny TV Toronto Blue Jays OSFM franchise. I'm Tyson. As always, I will catch you in the next one.